So to start with our med-admin, we want to first start by checking that the physician's order sheet matches everything on the MAR. So we want to start by having the right patient. So we'll look at the physician's order sheets. We have Elaine Bowing. Then we have Elaine Bowing on the MARs. We have the same FIN number on both, and then we have the same date of birth. Yep, so we have the right patient. So moving on, when we check each medication, we just want to make sure that they're first double signed or double verified. So we have a transcriber and a reviewer. So just looking with each medication that there is 2 signatures associated with it. Perfect, so we can move on. So now we'll be looking at the medications, looking at the physician's order sheet with the MAR. So we'll start with furosemide. Make sure we have the right medication and right drug. We have furosemide. We have the right dose, 60 milligrams, 60 milligrams. The right route, oral. The right time and frequency is daily, and we're giving her that at 1000 hours. So moving on, we have the right drug, enalapril, 10 milligrams as the right dose, 10 milligrams. Right route, oral. Right time and frequency is twice a day, so we're giving her that at 1000 hours right now, and then later on at 2200 hours. So with the PRN, we have diphenhydramine syrup. We have diphenhydramine syrup as the right medication. And then we have the right dose is 25 milligrams, 25 milligrams. Right route is oral, so PO. Right time and frequency every 4 to 6 hours PRN for pruritus. So that is, we're giving her that right now at 1000 hours, so we have that written. Perfect. So now we'll start by getting our medications out and just looking at the labels and comparing them with our MAR. So we have furosemide, so we have the right drug, furosemide, right dose, we have 60 milligrams, we have 20 milligram tablets, so we can make that dose. We have the right route, oral, we have the right time and frequency daily, and that's at 1000 hours, and we're checking to make sure it's not expired. Next we have the enalapril. So the right time we have the right drug is enalapril. We have the right dose, 10 milligrams. We have 5 milligram tablets, so we can make that. The right route is oral. The right time and frequency twice a day. So we'll be giving her the right now at 1000 hours and later on at 2200 hours, but right now at 1000. And it's not expired, so that's good. And then we have the diphenhydramine syrup. So we have the right drug, diphenhydramine syrup. Right dose, 25 milligrams, 12.5 milligrams for 5 ml. Right route, oral. And then right time and frequency every 4 to 6 hours PRN for pruritus. So we're giving her that at 1000 hours. It's not expired, and it says to shake well before use, so that would be what we would do before pouring it. So that's this side there. So now we'll look if she has any her allergies and if they are in any of the drugs. So she has no known drug allergies, but she does have environmental allergies. So that should be safe with the drugs we have here. Just before moving on, I just want to make sure I'm still filming. Okay. So wash your hands, and I'll just start by telling you a little bit about the drugs that we'll be giving. So with the furosemide, that's for her edema. It's a loop diuretic, and we're giving her that at 1000 hours. So it increases excretion of sodium and water out of the body. The dose range is 20 to 80 milligrams per day, so that does fit in with the safe dose range of the 60 milligrams we're giving her. The onset is 1 hour, the duration 6 to 8 hours. Side effects can include headache, fatigue, cramps, nausea, as well as hypertension. So we want to look for that orthostatic hypertension and just tell her when we're giving her the meds not to sit up too fast or stand up too fast, just so she doesn't risk falling or getting too dizzy and lightheaded. Precautions, because she is an older person, and we'll look for any hypersensitivity after giving her the medications, just in case she's never had this before, just making sure that she is safe or that she's not having an allergic reaction or anything. So because it lowers blood pressure, we want to be careful with the enalapril, just because both of those are known to lower blood pressure. So we're going to be checking the blood pressure before giving her the medication as well as after. We'll come in 30 minutes later, assess for that. So we can also assess for her daily weight and intake and output, just because it is a diuretic. And we can also look at her electrolytes as well, so labs for that. So we can also look at her lung sounds before giving her the medication, looking for the crackling, as well as afterwards, just to see if the medication is working and helping with the edema. Yeah, so we're giving her that at 1000 hours. So moving on, we have the enalapril. So the enalapril is also for her edema. So it selectively suppresses RAS, and the dose range is 5 to 20 milligrams per day. The onset is 1 hour, the duration is 24 hours. Side effects include insomnia, dizziness, hypotension, dry cough. And again, with that orthostatic hypertension, so we just want to make sure she's safe getting up. Precautions, because she is an older person, and there shouldn't be any hypersensitivity just because she has had it before, so she should be okay with that. We're giving her that 1000 hours and again at 2200 hours. So we're again monitoring her blood pressure before and after and looking at her intake and output, and we can also look at her renal function as well. So labs for that. And then moving on, we have the diphenhydramine, so that's for her pruritus. It blocks histamine at the H1 receptors, and it is an antihistamine. The dose range is 25 to 50 milligrams every 4 to 6 hours, so what we have here for her is safe. The peak is 2 to 4 hours, and the duration is 4 to 8 hours. So we have side effects include blurred vision, dry mouth, drowsiness, dizziness, urinary retention, and again, precautions or contraindications in case she has hypersensitivity to it. So just in case she's never had it before, so watching any allergic reactions with that. So we can, because it has urinary retention, we can assess her intake and output, as well as her daily weights to see if there is any of that effect going on. And again, letting her know to let us know if there's she's experienced any of the side effects or any of the drugs. So we can also assess her respiratory status after, just because with older persons, antihistamines can have a kind of a drowsy and sedative effect, so just making sure she's still safe. And again, that was a PRN med, so we're giving her that as needed. So now we'll start by calculating what we should give for each dose. So we'll start with the furosemide. So looking at our MAR here, we need 60 milligrams, we have 20 milligram tablets. So doctor's dose over dose at hand times the stock, we have 60 over 20 times stock. We need 3 tablets per dose. So that's for the furosemide. And we have that written on our label here. So I prepared these labels ahead of time, but normally you'd be making that as you go. So next with the enalapril, we have 5 milligrams per tab and we need 10 milligrams. So again, doctor's dose at hand, 10 over 5 times the stock. We need 2 tablets for that one dose. We have it written on our label. Next we have the diphenhydramine, and we need 25 milligrams of that. And we have a 12.5 milligram per 5 ml solution, so 25 over the 12.5 times the 5. We're going to drop 10 milliliters of the diphenhydramine. And so we have that written on our label. Yeah, so I don't know if I mentioned that I'd wash my hands before I explained kind of about the drugs, but I would do that then. And I would wash my hands again now before preparing the meds. I just want to make sure that I'm still filming, which I am, so that was unnecessary. Okay, so we're going to prepare the medications one at a time. So we'll start with the furosemide here. So we need 3 tablets of the furosemide. So open that up, putting it into the cap, making sure we're not touching it with our hands. Dropping that into the container there. And then we'll just put the medications to the side, but not away yet. So then we have the enalapril, and again with the enalapril we need the 10 milligrams, and then we need 2 tablets of that. And again with the furosemide we need the 60, so we would have also. So anyways, so we're just doing this one at a time, and then we have the 2 tablets there for the enalapril. 2 tablets to make that 10 milligrams. Perfect, just putting that to the side. And for the diphenhydramine, we're going to shake well before opening it. Pouring. And again, we need 25 milligrams of that, so I'll be drawing up the 10 milliliters. It's written on our label. And so to get the bubbles out, you could use like what Aaliyah used in the video. I just don't have one with me right now. So now that we have all the bubbles out, we'll just make sure we're shooting to that 10. Perfect. We're gonna put the cap back on, put a little cap over it. And again, just as we put our medications to the side here, we would have wanted to directly attach that label. Mine aren't very sticky right now, so normally they would stick and you'd attach them immediately. So I've just set them on top, but normally they'd stick and you'd put that immediately on after putting them in the cups there. So just making sure they're all there. So now that we've prepared the medications, we're gonna again check the MAR with the labels we have of our medication, as well with the labels we have here with the drugs. So we'll start with the furosemide. So we have, the furosemide. So we have the right patient. So we have Elaine Bowing, and then we have the right drug. So we have the furosemide, the right dose. We have 60 milligrams here. We have 10 20 milligram tablets. So we have 3 of the 20 milligram tablets to equal to 60. Perfect. The right route, oral, the right time and frequency daily. So we're giving her that at 1000 hours. So we can put that away. So next we'll look at the enalapril. So we have the right patient, Elaine Bowing. We have the right drug, enalapril. We have the right dose, 10 milligrams. We have 5 milligram tablets. So we have the 2 tablets, and then we have 2 in the cup. Perfect. The right route, oral. The right time and frequency is twice a day. So we're getting it right now at that 1000 hours. And then later on we'll get it again, but just for now, 1000 hours. And we have 2 in the cup there, good. And then with the diphenhydramine on our PRN sheet, we have the right patient. We have Elaine Bowing on our MAR, and then we have the right drug. So we have diphenhydramine syrup. We have the right dose. So we have 25 milligrams. We have a 12.5 milligram per 5 ml solution. So again, we're drawing up to 10 milliliters of that. And just double checking that we do have 10, just because eyes can play tricks. Perfect. And then right route, oral. Perfect. And then time and frequency every 4 to 6 hours PRN for pruritus. So we're giving her that at 1000 hours. Okay, so now that we've prepared all our meds, we'll put the medications or the stock solutions items away, but we want to make sure we're keeping an eye on the tray and not leaving it out of sight. So no matter what we do, we want to make sure we have not left these unattended. So when we prepare to take them into the patient's room, we can bring a cup of water with us and any gloves if needed. But yeah, the cup of water so that she can swallow properly. And yeah, so that was we did our first check when we were comparing the physician's order with the MAR. And then we did our second check when we compared the MAR with the labels and the meds prepared here, as well as with the labels on the actual medication bottles.